welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn. If you guys are new here and if you're not, hi, welcome back. Happy Vlogmas Day 5. I am super excited about this one if you guys can't tell. And as you guys read by the video title, I am going to be filming a girl/boy talk video. I feel like I haven't filmed one of this since high school and it has been long overdue because your girl has went from 4 years in high school to freshman year in college and she's almost done. So I just wanted to update you guys on life and talk to you guys about all your concerns and questions that you guys might have for me. So starting off with that, I asked you guys on my Instagram story some questions that you guys have about relationships, school, studying, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna get into it right now. Okay, so we're gonna start off with some questions that consist of like Christmas spirits, the holiday, and all that fun stuff. So starting off, someone asked, what is your favorite holiday song? And I personally don't really have a favorite like holiday song. I honestly listen to any like Christmas music and everything, but one of my favorites this time around has definitely been all of Justin Bieber's like Christmas album. I am obsessed with Mistletoe and Christmas Love these days. I don't know what it is. That thing has like some like crack or something in it because it is so good. Like I don't know like if it's like the beat or like the melody of the song, but like I love those two songs specifically. And of course you can't forget Miss Ariana Grande herself. Santa Tell Me is also on repeat these days. So yeah. The next one is, what is the most thoughtful gift that you have received? Let's see. Oh, so I don't know if you guys watched, if you guys haven't watched day 4 of Vlogmas, make sure to go check that out because you guys will understand why this is one of the most thoughtful gifts. So if you guys don't know, I filmed a Christmas party vlog video and our youth at church actually did like this Christmas party every single year, and of course I attended because I always attend every single year, and this one was really fun. But I received a gift from you guys might have seen him on this channel, but Joy. I received it from Joy, and he got me like a vlogging camera like kit. So like it comes with like a stand and also like microphones and like lights and all that like fun stuff and a bunch of like cords and stuff. I thought that was very like one of the best gifts that I have received for sure, because he knows that I'm doing like all this like YouTube like content creating stuff, and it's like an essential that I definitely need. So I really appreciated that gift specifically. I was kind of in shock because I didn't expect it to be him at first. I thought it was someone else in my head, and then all of a sudden like he walks out and I'm like, oh, like that's actually kind of insane that you got me. But yeah, I'm very grateful for that gift. The next question asked, what's your favorite Christmas tradition and do you have any movie recommendations for the season? So one of my favorite Christmas traditions that I do with my family, and I don't know if you guys do it too, but our family specifically always opens like Christmas presents like Christmas Eve night, and it's like maybe like an hour before Christmas morning, but like we always open it like the day before, and it's just like so special. Like we have been doing this for so long now, and I feel like it's a family tradition that we consistently do this time around, and I live for it because then like in the morning like everyone like just kind of like gets to sleep in and not worry about like waking up in the morning and getting excited to open Christmas presents. So we do that like Christmas Eve night, and I think it's very like special. One of the movies that I definitely recommend is, you guys might think I'm so cliche for this and so lame, but I absolutely love Home Alone 1 and 2. That Christmas movie is top tier for me. I honestly don't know if it's like because of how funny it is or like how like holiday spiritual like it is, but like it's just like so good, and I can't like never go like a year without watching that movie specifically. So, and if you guys don't know, Vlogmas Day 3 I watched Home Alone again, so make sure to go check that out. But yeah, someone else asked, what are your thoughts on traveling for Christmas? Okay, this is a good one because I personally would love to travel for Christmas, but with such a big family, I think it's really hard traveling, especially if you're driving like the whole entire time. I think it's very hard. But plane tickets are very expensive too. So it's kind of like 50-50. Like I would love to travel if I had the money and the time, but then like I also would just like to stay home and just kind of, you know, relax in my bed, just hang out with the family that's here. And I'm also a Sunday school teacher, so I can't really travel much, you know? So yeah. Okay, so the next question asked, what is on your Christmas wish list this year? And I am filming a whole separate video for like gift giving, so stay tuned for that. But one of my biggest things on my Christmas wish list this year is matcha. I have been obsessed with matcha ever since my cousin and my sister introduced me to it, and I have been raving about it like every other like day or week, and it's just so good. Like I don't know why I didn't like it before. Like I thought it tasted like grass. No, I'm obsessed with it now. But I don't care like what brand of matcha it is, but specifically I have been eyeing Nami Matcha by Your Mom Ashley. If you guys don't know who they are or what that brand is, this is Ashley, and she is also a YouTube like content creator, and I love her videos. I love her in general. Like she's like so funny when I watch her videos. Like she never fails to make anyone laugh, and this is her brand, Nami. I have been eyeing this so much these days. Like it just looks so good whenever she makes it, and like I like just want to like taste of it. So that's like one of the things that are on my wish list, but you guys will see in the next vlog that I am filming a gift giving, so you'll get to see more of what's on my wish list and some ideas for you guys. But the next question is, how do I prioritize myself during this season of giving to others? What a great question. I honestly think that one of the biggest things that I would do during this season is definitely prioritizing yourself, especially with like self-care, because this time around is the time where like people have to like cook, have to decorate, like have to travel places, and like you are just very stressed with all those things. And I think like calming yourself with like soothing like face mask or like skincare stuff, or even like nail care. Like I'm getting my nails done soon. Like I'm super excited because I feel like I've been so overwhelmed with like finals and everything that like I haven't had my like time to myself. So personal self-care is one big one. The next one is setting boundaries. There are so many people that I know, especially me myself. If I don't set boundaries, I just like do like whatever these people tell me, and then I'm like a people pleaser as well, so like it's kind of hard to like kind of like balance out like what I need to do and then also what they need to do. So like I'll give them like a time limit, or I'll tell them specifically, if that makes sense. The next one is, what are some red flags people have during the holiday season? That's also a really great question. Let's get going because I have so much things to say about this. Excessive drinking. I feel like that is number one. I absolutely, like, I don't mind if you're old enough and you drink. I think there is a limit to drinking, and I absolutely hate when people go overboard, because it like not only like ruins the fun that we're having, but you also like kind of get like tensed up, and like anything that like people say kind of just like get you angry or like annoyed. And I feel like when it comes to that, I feel like it just like irritates the person who's drinking, and then like anger starts like going around and like all that like stuff. Sometimes it can make you like laugh and they can joke around and stuff with it, but I personally don't think that excessive drinking is needed during the holidays. I feel like if you have like a couple glasses of wine or something, and if you want to have hard liquor, go for it, but like just like know like your limit is like one of my biggest things. That's like one of my biggest red flags that I especially like really hate during the holidays. Another one is being unwillingly flexible. Like personally, like I feel like I have gone through this sometimes, but speaking from like experience, I feel like sometimes like people aren't like understanding of your schedule and like what you're doing for the holidays. So like sometimes like it kind of irritates me when like I tell them like, oh, like I don't think I'll be able to spend it with you guys this year. I just have like so much going on with like the kids that I'm teaching and like the schoolwork and stuff, and like they're just like, but you won't have any schoolwork after like Christmas. And I was like, but I might have some during, you know, like the holidays. Like I had a bunch of schoolwork during Thanksgiving, and then also like I'm a Sunday school teacher, so like my kids are gonna need me during Christmas, and like when they're not being flexible in that way, like it kind of just like irritates me. But that's like one of my biggest red flags that I go through sometimes during the holidays. So stay safe out there, girlies and my boys, because it's not cute sometimes. Now we're gonna go into some more like school, studying, like concerns that you guys might have. So the first question is, how can I get rid of procrastination? This is a great one. I have been getting this a lot whenever I film one of these videos. And the biggest thing that I do to get out of procrastination first is to put my phone on do not disturb. And if you have an Apple electronic, put your like Apple Watch or MacBook or your iPhone on do not disturb and set it away from you, except for your computer. Like if you need your computer to study, like keep your computer but just put it on do not disturb. Like I feel like it's a pretty like helpful one. The next one is doing the Pomodoro method. I have been obsessed with Pomodoro method. I feel like setting a 25-minute time to study and then like a 10-minute break really helps me like actually like stay concentrated on like the schoolwork that I do, and it gets me like at least 2 assignments done when I do it, because then like you don't have to like force yourself to like do it like for like a whole hour. You just have to do it for 25 minutes, see how much you get done, and then take a 10-minute break and then go on again for 25. Or if you want to increase it, you may increase it, whoa, and then also decrease it if you need to. So those are my 2 tips that I have for studying or procrastination studying. I also really love highlighting. It's another like big one that I use, especially like for English, history, education. Like I use all of that, and math sometimes, but highlighting like specific words that will help you to write like your essay or something is really helpful. The other thing that I also wanted to mention was speaking out loud to yourself. I feel like if you read things out loud and explain things to yourself out loud, it really like helps like you process like what you're saying and how you're saying it. So those are my 4 tips for studying and or procrastination. The next thing is how do you balance your school and social life? What a great question. I actually have been struggling with this one too, but I just try to like prioritize a lot on my studying, if you guys can't tell by all the vlogs that I make from school. But I have been very like observant of like my friends and my family. I'm trying to like maybe do like studying for like 30 minutes and then like hang out with like my parents or like my family for like about like 10 to 15 minutes, and then whenever I get the chance I always ask like my friends if they want to hang out. Like after like maybe like an hour or 2 of studying by myself, I'll ask them like, oh hey, like do you want to go out and like study together, or like go to gym together, or just go like a little like window shopping if you guys want to. But I'm trying to always make time for my friends and like just like catch up with them. And even if I'm busy, like I'll always try to make time for the people that I love. So try just like, I feel like this goes with like setting boundaries for yourself and your friends and your family. I'll do this on this day, like for this many hours, and then I'll go hang out with my friend for about like 30 minutes to like an hour or so. Just like having a good, nice like balance, right? I think it's also pretty big that like you kind of like check up on your friends and your family, like asking like, hey, like how's school going, or like how's work going, when do you want to meet up for like coffee or like dinner or lunch, something like that. So that's like the biggest thing that I personally do in my life. So yeah. Here's the next question. How do you study, and how many hours, and what keeps you going? And happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. I study for about like it depends. So I study almost every single day. But I kind of like cut like the hours. So like if I study in the morning, I'll do like maybe like an hour of studying in the morning, and then I'll go to like class, and then after class I'll study for about like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then when I get home, like I'll take a break for like about like 30 minutes to like an hour and a half, and then I'll get back into studying, and then usually I pull an all-nighter, but that just kind of depends on the amount of work that I have. And this also is not ideal for most people, just because all of our schedules are all different. I know my schedule's like so different from so many others, and that it depends on how long you're willing to put the effort in studying. So that's all on you as well. And I just think that you just have to learn how to balance like your schools, like your class schedules, as well as your time that you have. So yeah. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go on to topics about relationships, and skincare and all that other fun jazz. So starting off the question, what is an invisible or an unnoticeable red flag in dating? And that is a great question, because I know I have a lot of red flags when it comes to dating. I have very high standards in a guy, and one thing that like I think is very unnoticeable in relationships is love bombing someone very early into the relationship. I personally feel like if someone was to like love bomb me like maybe like 2 weeks into our relationship, I feel like that's way too early. I would want to have like some time to like get to know you and like understand you and like gain like your trust before you start like saying like you're so gorgeous or like I love you so much. The I love you, I would be super uncomfortable. I personally feel like I love you in relationships, if you say it too early on, you might freak some girls or guys out, and I honestly don't, like, that's like kind of crazy to just like go straight forward. But personally I would feel very uncomfortable and also very like nervous and overwhelmed, because I don't know this person yet and they're just like saying I love you and like love bombing me and all that stuff. So yeah, I also think avoiding like the talk about like your future, like if you've been dating for like almost like 2-3 years now, I think it's a good time to start talking about like what's gonna happen further on in your relationship. And I feel like if someone like your partner is not like wanting to have that conversation with you, I think it's a pretty red flag that like he or she doesn't really love you like you like them. And it just like would show me personally in a relationship that you're lacking commitment towards me. So yeah, that's like some of my biggest like red flags that I see. And oh, I also think like always needing to be the center of attention is also a pretty big red flag. I don't, okay, one thing about me is I like to be noticed, but I don't want to be the center of attention. Does that make sense? Like if someone was to call me out in like a group setting, I would be super like anxious, nervous. I would start sweating and all that stuff. Like I just don't like the attention that I get from other people. Like even like when I like do like these like YouTube contents and stuff, like at church when people say like, oh, like Evelyn, like are you vlogging today? Like our vlogging queen, blah blah blah. And I'm just like I nervously laugh. I'm just like ha ha ha, yeah, like all that stuff. And then like this one time like I was observing and like I saw like a family friend from church at the school that I was observing, and he was like, do you have your vlog camera, like can I vlog? And I was like, not in this setting, no, I'm so sorry. Like I just didn't feel like I don't feel comfortable yet when people ask me stuff about like content creating and stuff, because I'm not used to this environment. Like this is like my my almost like my second year doing it, and it's just not like comfortable for me yet, like when people like ask me about stuff like that. So yeah, or like talk about it in front of a group setting, or like to one person, or like maybe two people around me. The next one is, what are some skincare advice? My dark circles are getting pretty bad. Girl, you and me both, because I have makeup on right now, but when I take these makeup off, like my dark circles are crazy. Personally, I like using like ice, like a cold spoon that I refrigerated in the cooler, and I like to put it like on my eye, or like rub it, the ice under my eye. And I use the ice itself, like I don't wrap it in like a napkin or anything. I just kind of like rub it like around my eye, or like I put the spoon on my eyelid and just kind of let it like sit there and like get the cooling sensation. I like to do that in the morning specifically, but I also like to do it at night. Sometimes I like to do it 2 times a day. I also like using gua sha. I think it helps a lot with shaping your face and just like massaging out like your neck area and also like your face area, like getting a good like, so no wrinkles. That's basically what I'm going for. I also recommend using Curology. I think that's a really good brand. I have been like, people have been hyping it all over like social media, but I tried it, like their gentle cleanser, and girl, let me tell you, it's working so good. So my guys and girls that are needing like skincare, like cleansing foam or like toner, Curology is your way to go. They're a little bit expensive, especially if you want to like customize it yourself on their website. It's a little bit more expensive than just buying it at like your nearest like drugstore, like Walmart or like CVS, but it's so worth it, you guys. So the next one is worst relationships you've been in. I personally have never been in any bad relationships. I think the reason why the relationship didn't work was because of long distance reasons, and it's something that like you hate in a relationship, but you kind of have to like work through it. And I was trying to work through it for like a year and a half, and I realized that it wasn't for me. So I ended up breaking things with this person, and he's doing good. We're like still friends. Like we ended off in good terms. So it's not like anything bad happened to us. It's just like he understood that like long distance wasn't for me, and it also wasn't for him. So we kind of just went our separate ways, but we're like mutuals. And I'm like also friends with his friends. So, and it just kind of like works better as like friends instead of being in a relationship with each other. So yeah, so no worse relationship, bad relationships, none of that. But next question is dreams for the future. So my dreams have been the same since high school. I'm hoping to graduate college with a PhD and also start a family very like after, like maybe like after my master's or like during my PhD, and then also just settle down in a fun like city or country, and also just like enjoy teaching around the world. Like I want to be a international teacher, so traveling the world, seeing other countries, and just like having fun, enjoying life is like my biggest dream. But yeah, getting my PhD and settling in with like a family is like one of my other biggest dreams. So yeah. Most embarrassing thing that you've done. That's a really good question. That's gonna start like to get me like thinking, because I don't remember what is the most embarrassing thing that I've done. We're gonna have to come back to that because I honestly can't remember. Like I know I've done many like embarrassing things. I just can't remember. Oh my god, I remember. Okay, so we were walking, me, my cousin, and my sister. We were all walking, taking a nice stroll outside. It was like summer of like 2021 or 22. And we were walking and we were just talking and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, like, I see a dog. And I said this like really weird, like embarrassing catchphrase, like the dog is like barking at us or something like that. No. Something worse than that. But it was something about like a dog and like barking, whatever. And the owner was outside and I said it a little too loud and he just started laughing at me. So that was one of my embarrassing moments. This is why you always have to think before you speak, and I learned my lesson from that day. So yeah. Is there someone that makes you feel extremely safe when you're with them? Yes, all of my girlfriends. I love them so much. They're very understanding, and like I don't know, whenever I'm with them I like feel safe, and like I can talk to them about anything and they won't judge me. Like just all of my girlfriends that I know and can trust, they're my safe spot. The next one is for your skincare, of course, is what is your favorite makeup product? I personally am obsessed with mascara. I don't know what it is about like mascara. I feel like mascara enhances my eyelashes. Like my eyelashes are like originally pretty long, like without mascara or like curling them, but then when I curl them and I like put on mascara, like it enhances like my eyes, and I love that about it because my eyes and my eyebrows are one of my biggest features like on my face, and I love that about like my face. Obviously, like I can never like stop talking about my eyes or my eyebrows. And also, like whenever I see like family friends and they haven't seen me in a really long time, the first thing they'll compliment is like my eyebrows or like my eyes or like my nails or like my fingers. Like they say that it's like really pretty, but I don't really like my hand. I like my eyes and my eyebrows better. But mascara is my favorite product. Do you think you're ready to be in a relationship? um that's a really good question. I feel like I just need to get my first year of college done and over with. I don't think I'm personally ready for one, like a relationship right now. I'm hoping like in the future, yes, I will be. I think like right now I'm just like kind of unstable like mentally, with schoolwork and all that like other fun stuff that's going on in my head. But yeah, for right now my answer is no, but in the future, yes, I should be ready. I'm hoping to be in a relationship by like 26, 27, so like my junior senior year of college. But we'll see where that takes me. Advice to give people who currently have crushes on someone. Girls and boys, if you have a crush on someone, go tell them. What are you doing? Just go. Like, tell them how you're feeling, and if you get rejected, you get rejected. Like, you only live once, you guys. Like, you gotta make the most out of your life. Like, this has been my motto, like YOLO. You only live once, and if you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like, take your chances now before you can't take your chances in the future. So for anyone who has crushes, I would recommend that you go talk to this girl or guy and you tell them that you have feelings for them, because don't make the same mistake that I made. Like, when I had a crush, I didn't tell him about it, and I kept thinking about him, like even after high school ended, and it just wasn't like good for my like mental health. And I'm over him now, and I'm really glad that I am, because now I can just take a step forward and not keep revisiting my past. So just tell the person that you like them, and if you get rejected, well, there's so many other fishes in the sea. And I know that sounds so cliche, but trust me, there are plenty of guys or girls that will probably be into you when the time is right. It's just all about timing, you know? And if you get hurt, just try to work on yourself, and just don't think about it too much, even if you want to. I think that's one of my biggest like lessons that I've learned this like year or so. So yeah. What is something you do to distract your mind from negativity? That's a great question. You guys might not believe this, but I love to meditate. Yup. Your girl has, I think like the second like week before like finals week, 2 weeks before finals week, I was in a horrible mental state. And I think it's very important to just work on yourself, take deep breaths, listen to calm music, and just like clear your mind off of things. I think that's one of my biggest like things that I do to distract myself. And I also love to journal, because even if I can't talk to like my girlfriends or like my parents or like my family members, I kind of just like write things down, and instead of keeping it in my mind all day or like all week or all month, I kind of just write it down and like kind of let go of it after I write it down. So journaling and meditating is one of the two things that I do to get my mind off of negativity. The next question is, how did you get into content creating? Well, I think I made my channel in August of 2020, so during COVID, and I love telling the story because it's just like I love seeing my growth with you guys. I started in 2020 of August, and that was during like quarantine and like COVID and all that, so I kind of got bored just staying home all day doing schoolwork and stuff. So I think this was like almost like when COVID was gone. Everyone was still wearing masks, but my very first video was like a spring vlog, and it was me and a bunch of my church friends going to the Baltimore Aquarium for a little church outing. And I think that was when I first started vlogging, and then ever since then, like, I kind of just like got into like filming videos and editing them, and like I love seeing the progress that I make in like my editing, and also like the progress in like all like my camera qualities and all that fun stuff. And of course, I'm so thankful for you guys for watching and like supporting and loving me. Like, this wouldn't be like anything without any of you guys, so thank you so much. But I also like, I think one of my biggest like inspiration to start this was all of my favorite YouTubers. I know like Sheena Kim, Your Mom Ashley, Julia Ma, and like Nicolino, and all of them, like they had one of the biggest inspirations on me. Like, I just loved watching their videos. I thought it was so fun how they captured all of their like moments and memories with like their friends and families, and like their accomplishments throughout life, like on camera, and like shared it with the world. I thought I should have done that too, so that's why I started this as well. Okay, so the next question is, how do you get out of being led on to a prior relationship? And I have it written down because I don't want to mess up what I say, but I think one of the biggest things when you're getting led on in a relationship is to let your partner know and be completely honest with them about like how you're feeling. I also think it's very important to have a clear boundary between you and that partner, and making it know that you won't be tolerating any ambiguous like behavior. And like, try distancing yourself. I know it sounds bad, like I'm not saying, oh, ghost the person, but like I'm saying, like, take some time to yourself and like really think about like, am I like, is this a good relationship for me? Am I only staying because I'm scared of this person, or am I staying because I actually love this person and I want to work things out? Like, some questions like that can really start your like, get your head like thinking, get your mind thinking. And I just think like you also need to ask like your partner for clarification, and asking them about like, what's your interest in like this relationship, like how do you see us moving forward, or just like trusting yourself, and not like blaming yourself for like what's going on in your relationship is another big one. And always prioritize yourself in a relationship. I know when you're in a relationship, like, people will think like, oh, I need to prioritize my girlfriend or my boyfriend. No, absolutely not. For me, I personally love focusing on myself. Like, I would always let my partner know and be like, hey, like, I just want to let you know that I like love your presence and I want to be with you, but I also want you to know that like I am also trying to focus on myself while in this relationship, and it's not just gonna be about like you and like all your concerns. Like, I'm also worried about like how I'm feeling and how I'm concerned, and I would appreciate it if you would do the same for me. So something like that is another like big thing to ask yourself in a question, like in a relationship, and also ask your partner about that. Okay, so the next question is, how do you let go of someone you imagine yourself with? And I relate so much to this question because I actually went through the same thing that you're going through, and I couldn't get my mind off of this certain someone for about like more than 6 months, and it actually took so long for me to get over it because, like, for me, in my case, I liked this person for like almost like 4 or 5 years, and it was really hard to just get over him um like this. So after like high school, I kind of just like started working on myself, and there were times where like I would like burst out on my friends and just be like why did it not go my way, like was I not good enough, like all these like questions started popping in my head. But then the more I like realized, like the older I got, the more wiser I got. So I started thinking to myself like, oh, like maybe like we just weren't meant to be together. Like there's always someone else out there that will love me for who I am, and I'm gonna stop like chasing and I'm gonna start attracting. And I feel like that mentality really like got me out of that rut of like my crush. um I also think that like, again, self-prioritizing yourself is so important. Like I always went to the gym. If I didn't go every day, I went like every other day. I also like just focused on my study because I knew that like if I like studied hard and I got good grades and I graduated, then like everything will be worth it at the end. And then again, like just talking out to your friends or like journaling always helps. I think I talked to my friends about the situation for like, again, more than 6 months, like every other month I think, and they were probably so tired of it, but just like ranting out to them really helped me. And if you have no one to rant to, then like you can always journal, and that also really helps. um but yeah, don't don't let this one person be your whole personality. Like that's what I learned. Like I made this specific someone like my whole personality, and like I would like just like imagine and like all that stuff, and like it's not worth your time or your energy. So focus on yourself and what's best for you, and you will find someone in the future who loves you for who you are and who respects you and who cares for you. So yeah, prioritize yourself and not whoever you like imagine yourself with or have a crush on. Like it's not worth your time or energy. That's what I learned. So take it from me. So the last and final question is, what has been your hardest lesson of the year before it ends? And I have a couple, but my very first one is not everyone is going to be your friend, and that is okay. I feel like I've gone through this with like my family and church youth members, friend groups, like everything from elementary school to end of high school. And trust me when I say this, like many people who you think are your friends may not stand by you during your tough times. And that's when you kind of have to be your own best friend and kind of go through it yourself. And it's gonna be hard, but eventually you kind of get the hang of it, and you'll find better friends in your life that are actually there for you through thick and thin. And I have gone through this many, many times. Like I realized that like the people that I called my friends weren't really my friends, and it hurt because I trusted them so much that I would kind of just like tell them everything. And that's another thing. The people that you think are your friends and you tell everything to, they might stab you in the back. So just be careful, keep an eye out. But yeah, I'm not trying to come off as like rude or ignorant, but I have gone through this, and I lost many friends throughout elementary through high school, and I think I have accepted it because we're in college now, and I think there's so much more to life than like having like so many friends. I think having so many friends is just like tiring, and not only that, but like it's fun, but it's exhausting, and it kind of builds up drama, which I realized throughout like middle school and high school. So I'm kind of glad that like I have a smaller group of friends now, and we're kind of just like learning how to get closer to each other. I haven't like really experienced like any like thing bad, anything bad, like losing trust in someone. Like I haven't lost any of that yet. So I think that's a pretty good sign right now, and I'm going to continue to do so. The second thing is some people are not worth fighting for. Like you might put a lot of time and effort into someone who isn't worth fighting, and you'll realize this as you get older, because I know I have. Like I remember like in middle school I used to always like back a certain someone up and fight like with them, like stand by them and fight with them. And at the end, like this person just kind of didn't really appreciate that I was helping and got mad at me. And yeah, like fighting with that like person who you think was your friend is not worth it, because at the end they might end up like not wanting to be your friend and start picking a fight with you. So I just think that like I think it's better to fight for yourself than fight for someone else. And there will be a lot of people that disagree with me and agree with me, but that is okay. This is my personal thought on like some of the lessons that I've learned throughout this year, and that is okay. It's okay. I just think that fighting for someone is not worth it, even if it's like your like friends, like family. Like I think like there is a certain extent to where you should help like fight for, and then there's a certain extent where like you should just kind of let them do their own thing. So yeah, so one of the final life lessons that is one of the most valuable and hardest that I've learned this year is that life is not always fair, and that is okay, because everybody, like including myself, will learn that life is not always going to go in the direction that we want it to go. And it will lead to frustration and anger, but at the end, life's intention is always the best. And with time and patience, we'll probably end up getting there. But I just think that all of us should start living life at its fullest and stop worrying about the little things and stop thinking negatively about life itself, people, and that nothing is really perfect in life, and we need to work hard to make the life that we want to live. So yeah, but overall I just think that we should start enjoying the little moments with our friends and our families and not make everything like self-centered, and just try like talking to like someone that you don't really talk to anymore, or like reach out to them, or go outside and enjoy like the weather, or just do like anything that you like to do, and just not think about, just don't think about like the negativities in the world. So yeah, but that concludes my girl talk video. Hopefully I answered all your questions that you guys asked. But if you guys enjoyed this week's video, make sure to like and comment down the girl emoji. The girl emoji, and also turn on your post notifications to be notified whenever new videos come out, and check out my community tab because that's where I update you guys the most. There will also be a separate post on my community tab just in case the comment section in this video don't work. You can head over there and comment down, and yes, I do read and respond to all your comments, so feel free to comment down. But I will be back with a brand new vlogmas video in 2 days. So I will see you guys very, very soon. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy always. Mwah. Bye guys.